You thought Marnie was Hitchcock's petty tantrum about women who wouldn't play his games? Buckle up, because Vertigo is where Alfred Hitchcock decided to hold up a giant flashing neon sign saying, "Hi, I'm Hitch and I'm obsessed with controlling women." Any questions? Sure, Vertigo is hailed as one of the greatest films ever made. Stunning visuals, haunting music, James Stewart's charm. But peel away the cinematic genius, and what do we find? Hitchcock's twisted manifesto, his confession, his fantasy of dominating, remolding, and possessing the perfect icy blonde, projected right onto Jimmy Stewart's lovable face. Welcome to Real Talk, where we spill the tea on movies and all the madness in between, with wit, sass, and zero sugarcoating. Right from the start, Hitchcock tells you exactly what you're in for. Spirals, dizzying visuals, and a looping, hypnotic score. He's not subtle. We open on Scotty Ferguson, James Stewart, a detective who learns he has acrophobia, the fear of heights, in the absolute worst way possible. A rooftop chase ends with a colleague plunging to his death, while Scotty watches, helpless. He quits the force, broken by guilt. Enter Gavin Elster, wealthy, shady, and ready to launch this spiral of doom. He hires Scotty, our acrophobic ex-cop, to tail his glamorous, mysteriously unstable wife, Madeline, Kim Novak. Elster claims she's possessed by her dead ancestor, Carlotta Valdez. Totally normal, right? He tells Scotty to watch her over dinner, just observe. And when Madeline appears, she's a vision in ghostly green, dripping in that classic Hitchcock icy blonde aesthetic. And Scotty? Hooked. Fast. From the start, spirals are everywhere. Literally. Madeline's hair is in a spiral bun. The museum portrait of Carlotta, same style. The spiral staircase is twisting endlessly. Even the camera spins when Scotty looks at her. He follows her to a hotel. She jumps into San Francisco Bay. He rescues her. She remembers nothing. And now, he's falling, fast and hard. Cue the "I can fix her" delusion. When she's distressed, Scotty says gently, "There is nothing you must do. There is nothing you must do." Sounds sweet, right? But that's not comfort, it's control. He says it twice just to make sure she gets it. He decides what she does or doesn't do. It's basically, "Don't worry your pretty little head. I've got it." And when she describes a haunting dream, Scotty recognizes the place, Mission San Juan Bautista. So off they go. And what happens next? She bolts up the bell tower. He tries to follow, but Vertigo locks him in place. She falls, dead, again. Scotty spirals, again. Guilt, grief, breakdown. A year later, Scotty's still stuck in the loop, visiting the same museum, the same restaurant, walking the same streets, and boom, Judy. She's brunette, brash, and looks exactly like Madeline. But we're not done spiraling yet. Scotty can't let it go. He needs her to be Madeline again. So he pushes, manipulates, demands, hair dyed blonde, gray suit, same shoes, same bun, same ghost. Judy begs him to see her for who she really is. But nope, he only wants his dead fantasy. And Judy, desperate for his love, caves. And here's the deeper gut punch. It's the cycle of abuse all over again. Earlier at the hotel, Judy hints at her past when she says, "I've been picked up before, and I've been understanding since I was 17. Translation, she's been used, discarded, and forced to understand men's selfishness her whole life. First abusers, then Gavin, now Scotty. Different men, same trap. And remember Carlotta, the tragic ancestor Madeline was supposedly possessed by? She wasn't just abandoned. Her lover took her child away and left her to spiral into madness. History doesn't just repeat, it spirals. And when she finally steps out in full Madeline cosplay, what color floods the screen again? Green. Not the color of life, the color of death, possession, and doom. Because in Hitchcock's twisted world, if a woman stops being a fantasy, she dies. Again. And the twist? Judy was Madeline all along. Well, a stand-in. Gavin used her to fake his wife's death and get away with murder and throw Scotty off the scent. Judy was just the prop, the tool, the collateral damage, used, discarded, and now dragged back into Scotty's obsession spiral for a final descent. He drags her to the bell tower for a twisted confession. She begs. He climbs. And for the first time, he makes it to the top, finally conquers his vertigo. But then, boom, a shadow, a nun. Judy panics. She falls. Again. Final shot, Scotty staring down, alone, just like the beginning. The loop is complete. Let's talk spirals. Because Hitchcock wasn't just obsessed with blondes, he was obsessed with obsession itself. From the hypnotic opening credits to the rooftop chase and that infamous bell tower finale, Vertigo traps us in a visual cycle that mirrors Scotty's psychological one. First scene, a man falls. Last scene, a woman falls. Both times, Scotty looks down, haunted, helpless, stuck. It's not just déjà vu, it's design. Hitchcock sends him back again and again, to the same museum, to the same restaurant, to the same hotel window where both Madeline and Judy appear framed by a curtain like ghosts on replay. Welcome to his psycho merry-go-round. Even color gets caught in the loop. When Scotty sees Madeline for the first time, she's draped in green. Judy too. Green coat, green neon glow, green car. Green doesn't mean life here. It means ghost, death, possession, control. It's Hitchcock's signature way of screaming. Scotty and Hitch himself only see women through an unhealthy lens. Creepy? Check. Stylish? Unfortunately, also check. And when Judy finally surrenders, lets him sculpt her into the dead woman. Hair, makeup, bun, the full blonde transformation. What does she emerge in? Yep, green again. She's not revived, she's possessed. It's not love, it's resurrection. Scotty doesn't want Judy, he wants his hallucination back. He doesn't see her, he sees the woman in his mind, and she knows it. She surrenders not because she believes the fantasy, but because she wants to be loved. Tragic? Yes. Twisted? Absolutely. Intentional? Oh, 100%. And let's not sugarcoat it. Vertigo is Hitchcock's confession booth. He doesn't just write Scotty, he is Scotty. Every creepy makeover Scotty forces on Judy. That's Hitch with every actress who ever stepped foot on his set. Grace Kelly's icy perfection, Tippi Hedren's forced transformations, Kim Novak's carefully crafted blonde hair. Hitchcock wasn't just directing, he was sculpting living dolls to fit his fantasy. Vertigo isn't just cinema. It's Hitchcock handing us a mirror and saying, "This is me. This is what I do to women." It's not subtext, it's a straight-up manifesto. Jimmy Stewart was Hitchcock's go-to guy, Mr. Everyman. But later Hitchcock threw shade, saying Stewart was too old. Ouch. The truth? Hitchcock wanted someone younger for Vertigo, but Columbia insisted on Stewart. He was still under contract. Meanwhile, Kim Novak wasn't cast for acting chops alone. No, Hitchcock wanted a blonde puppet he could completely control. Novak felt it. She knew she wasn't there for her talent, but for Hitch's obsession. Hollywood glamour, meet Hitchcock horror. And why did audiences let Hitchcock off the hook for all this creepy stuff? Same reason they forgave Sean Connery's character in Marnie, because charisma covers crimes. Stewart's charm made Scotty seem wounded, not dangerous. Nope, Scotty needs therapy. Hitchcock knew exactly what he was doing. He wrapped his obsession in elegance, suspense, and a velvet suit. And audiences ate it up. Hitchcock didn't just cast blondes. He stalked, controlled, and obsessively sculpted them into his own fantasy. In Vertigo, he doesn't just tell us, he screams it from the rooftops, literally. Hitchcock became a brand, a literal empire of suspense and style. Studios, critics, schools, they all profit from keeping his legacy untouchable. Film bros treat him like gospel. Film schools still teach his methods like commandments. And sure, Hitchcock revolutionized suspense. He invented camera techniques that are still used today. Psycho, Rear Window, Vertigo, The Birds, they're cinematic masterclasses. But the issue is, he didn't just create horror on screen, he inflicted it behind the scenes too, especially for actresses he fixated on. He didn't just want blondes on screen, he wanted compliant blondes he could control in real life. He picked their clothes, he controlled their hairstyles, he dictated their behavior on set and expected them to be emotionally dependent on him. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's not just Scotty. That's Hitchcock, on set, every day. So while the world called him the master of suspense, Behind the scenes, he earned a darker title, the Master of Control, especially when it came to his leading ladies. And look, nobody's denying Hitchcock was a cinematic genius. But genius doesn't excuse creepy, manipulative, or abusive behavior. He tormented actresses behind the scenes, and we can't just brush that off because he made iconic films. His so-called masterpieces were often mirrors of his abuse. Honestly, people should be reevaluating his legacy more loudly and more often. Because if we cancel men like Weinstein, and we should, we also need to hold up the same mirror to older, more respected abusers who just happened to get away with it before social media. So the next time someone says, "Oh, Hitchcock's films are just misunderstood," feel free to remind them, obsession isn't romantic, control isn't caring, and genius doesn't excuse cruelty. If watching Vertigo makes your skin crawl, you're not being dramatic. You're just paying attention. You are not the problem, he was. And that endless spiral of obsession, Hitchcock didn't just direct it, he lived it.